This video is sponsored by Professional Photographers of America. More on them later.
So recently I crashed my Air 2S into a freaking lake. Yeah, it sucks. But at the exact same time, all the marketing hype started happening around the Air 3. So it got me thinking about what drone I should get for an upgrade because mine was submerged in water. I ended up finding a drone that isn't the Air 3S, and I think it has a way nicer camera, really good features, and it's still around the same price of the Air 3 if you're smart. But when you are looking to upgrade drones, I think there's three main categories in my brain that people fit into as far as drone operating. The first category is hobbyists, and I'm just kind of making up the names for these, but I would say the main first category is hobbyists. It's people that want a drone simply because it's gonna be fun to fly. Maybe you wanna film your kids or film family vacations or going out on the lake or whatever. What is tier two? I'd say tier two is probably the freelancer, where you're shooting photo, maybe you're shooting photo, video, but you also need a drone for those occasional jobs where maybe you're doing real estate or you have a YouTube channel and you want to get cool shots, or you just want it for like those use cases where you're not like using it all the time, but you still want a drone with a good camera on it so it meshes well with your professional work. I look like a freaking creeper. And then tier three in my head is, well, this is the industry term, the pro drone ski. This is the person who is a full-blown, full-time drone operator. Those people are probably not watching this video, and if you are, comment butt cheeks below so I know that we got some drone skis in the chat. This drone that I got, I think fits really well into that middle tier, the freelancer that's doing professional work, but it can kind of edge into both tier one and tier three as well. So for me, that equals bang for buck. And that's the kind of gear I go for. Cool thing about the Air 2S was I was able to get pretty good looking footage all the way up to 4K, 60 frames per second, which is more than enough for most use cases that live on the internet, for sure. There were some downsides for me though for the Air 2S and other smaller sensor drones, even like the brand new Air 3, like from all the YouTubers' videos, it didn't really look like the camera was that much better than the Air 2S. It just has that small sensor look, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It kind of just looks like a flying iPhone camera. I really struggled to keep that footage looking clean. If you bumped up the ISO even a little bit from the base, it would just add noise to the shadows like immediately. So I found myself constantly using noise reduction, even in bright sunny day situations. And that's another huge con for me with the cheaper drones on the market, is it seems like DJI just adds a ton of sharpening in the way they process their footage. So it just doesn't look natural. It looks super over sharpened, kind of like iPhones. And that noise reduction would kind of get rid of some of that for me, which is why I did it. And another con for me with the Air 2S, and it seems like the Air 3 as well, is I didn't get to access that full D-Log 10-bit sweetness for maximum dynamic range and color gradability, baby. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste your time and wait until the end of the video to reveal what drone I got. I'm about to tell you what I got, but you have to make a deal with me. I'll tell you guys what drone I got, but you have to promise to watch this ad read that I'm about to do for Professional Photographers of America. It's only about a minute long, and during the ad read, I'm gonna throw the drone up and take some really nice raw photos and talk to you about that as well. So it's not just an ad read, it's actually part of the video. Let's go ahead and get this baby out and show you exactly what I got. Had to take the bra strap off first though, that's important. The drone which I have purchased is the, drum roll, Mavic 3 Classic. There it is, baby, and I'm super excited about it. He loves this drone. Let's get this baby up in the sky. Yeah, here's our first photo with the drone. You remember when I told you guys I crashed my Air 2S into a lake recently? Well, lucky for me, I've been a member of PPA for a while, So I have $15,000 of equipment insurance with my membership.
Specifically for drone coverage, PPA members have access to PhotoCare Plus, which is an affordable upgrade from the basic photography equipment coverage. So check that out if you're like me and you're crashing drones.
I can crash my drones all day long, baby. Actually, I don't recommend that, and I really don't think PPA would support me saying that. That was not advice. That was a joke. If you do break your equipment and you're a member of PPA, you can get a full replacement for a $350 deductible. So get it brand new again for 350 bucks. Pretty crazy. Or if you want to get it repaired yourself, you can just pay a $50 fee. But PPA is far more than just equipment insurance. It's an entire platform that comes with education and other incredible resources like indemnification trust and customizable contracts for your work. Check out the top links in the description to get a discount off your membership through my link. It would mean a lot. It would support me if you support PPA, and I actually think it's good for you. So check it out. Let me know what you think, and let's get more into this wild drone action. One notable thing I'd like to mention, because we're in the first impressions part of the video now, is I'm still on my first battery, and I've been filming for a while now, on and off, obviously, not just continuous, but honestly, one of my favorite features so far is I can shoot in 5.1K, and it gives me ability to zoom in post without losing 4K at least, so it's just really nice feature. And it has a variable aperture. So many people use their shutter speed to control the exposure on their drones, and then it gives it that super nasty, choppy look. Dude, this drone, you don't have to ever worry about that, especially if you just frickin' use ND filters. It's not that hard. If I go into cine mode, I can slow the drone down all the way to 1 meter per second, hashtag Philip Bloom style. I can do 5.1K 50 FPS, or 48. Dude, I'm gonna shoot 48, that's sick. Like, I feel like you don't need better quality than this unless you're like a professional drone ski. So how did I get this thing for such a cheap price? If you don't know this by now, I'm about to blow your mind, but if you go look at something on Amazon, you need to scroll down. Whoa, this thing's flying home by itself. Nathan, dinner is not ready yet. What are you doing? Bro, dinner is not ready. Okay, I guess Nathan needs some more battery juice, so I'm gonna refill that in a second, but let's keep talking about the first impressions of this drone. Okay, so what I was saying is that the best way that I get gear for cheap without it being broken is I go on Amazon, I find the product that I want, like the Mavic 3 Classic, and then I scroll down to used and other, I think it's called. You'll find it on the screen here. And then the thing I always look for is the Amazon warehouse deals. So a lot of the time, if it comes from the Amazon warehouse, it's basically a brand new product, but it might not come in the original box. It might have just been like returned or something. I've done it so many times and never had something come broken or whatever. So while we're at it, let's just talk about the controller really quick and how freaking amazing it is. If you're coming from a smaller drone like the Air 2S or whatever that has the older controller, it works fine for the most part, but having a dedicated screen like this thing is plenty bright. It has its own interface like an iPhone, which is freaking insane. And you can connect this thing to Wi-Fi, so you don't have to use your phone to download firmware updates. Something I absolutely recommend you buy for this are these little strap lock things that screw in to the bottom of the controller. And then I just use my Peak Design camera strap here. I put these little strap mounts on there, and then that way I can just easily whip the strap either onto a camera or onto my drone controller. You can do really cool tricks like this too. I probably wouldn't recommend it unless you're a professional though. Shout out to the homies at Freewell. They sent me an entire 8-pack of ND filters for the Mavic 3 Classic, and I definitely recommend their filters. I've been using them for a while. They also sent me their magnetic VNDs for my cameras. So this is just a little magnetic VND. It's funny, Polar Pro thinks they invented that with the new Helix one, but this thing's been around for a couple years now. But easily the best part of this new drone for me is the Hasselblad camera. The colors, the dynamic range with that D-Log 10-bit profile, and just the way the footage looks compared to the cheaper drones, it's freaking fantastic. So, all right, Nathan. I've been using this flying camera for a few weeks now, and I gotta say, Nathan just looks so much better than my old Air 2S, as much as I loved her, as reliable as she was to me. This, to me, looks way more similar to a mirrorless camera. The quality, the bigger sensor, it's got a 4/3 sensor instead of the microscopic one in the Air 2S.
Sorry. New gear is exciting, but most of the time we don't need it. So I hope this video showed you that you don't need the newest and nicest stuff to make great work. It's all about how you come up with ideas and shoot, execute, all that stuff. So hopefully this was encouraging to you if you're on the lookout for a drone. I think, you know, the Air 3 does look like a pretty good drone, but I think the Mavic 3 Classic is just an absolute gem right now. Anyway, thank you to our sponsor, Professional Photographers of America. Really appreciate them working with me. Let's just hope that we can get more sponsors so I can just go full time in the next 20 years, hopefully. So nice seeing you guys. Love you so much, and see you in some very cool videos coming up soon that you have no idea about.